What, if anything, does Nostradamus have to say about the events of the current century? Many fear that his prophecies point to the event that most of the world has been dreading since the end of World War II and the introduction of nuclear weapons. World War III. Some say it's right around the corner, and with the events of September still haunting our psyche and the continuing tensions in the Middle East, a new war with global involvement isn't hard to imagine. In this video, we are going to discuss top 3 Nostradamus 2024 predictions. The video is going to be amazing, so make sure you stick to the end. Before starting the video, be sure to smash the like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. Top 3. Number 3. War between Turkey and Iran begins. According to his prediction, the conflict occurring between Russia and Ukraine could set to bring about a terrifying Great War in 2024. Certain authentic Islamic traditions even go further to outline doomsday as some terrible and conclusive fight between the Muslim armies and the Jews, probably the present conflict in Syria. As the threat of a new Turkish military incursion into northern Syria looms, other international stakeholders in the Syrian crisis continue to voice their concerns over Ankara's ambitions. At odds with Turkey since 2011 over its desire to overthrow the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and its support for an array of armed opposition factions, Iran has been increasingly vocal of late in opposing a potential new Turkish military operation. When asked about Turkey's military activities in northern Syria and Iraq, Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Sayed Khatibzadeh said on June 20, "The Syria file is a matter of dispute between us and Turkey." According to him, in detailed bilateral meetings with the Turkish side, Iran has made it clear that its main and clear goal is to preserve Syria's territorial integrity. Meanwhile, in preparation for a potential Turkish incursion, Iran has reportedly sought to facilitate coordination between its allied forces in Syria, units of the Syrian army, and Kurdish militias in northern Syria. These diplomatic and military developments have sparked speculation about the possibility of tensions or even confrontation between Turkish and Iranian forces in Syria. A series of recent developments in Syria and beyond has increased Tehran's threat perception of Ankara and may trigger a military reaction, albeit an indirect one, to a new Turkish operation. Number 2. BeetleJuice Supernova. As BeetleJuice continues to vary in brightness in the night sky, it reminds us that this is an object that could explode in a spectacular supernova at any point in the foreseeable future. With approximately 20 times the mass of the Sun and already in the red supergiant phase of its life, BeetleJuice is already burning elements heavier than hydrogen and helium in its core. While a whole slew of signals will arrive once the supernova actually occurs, from neutrinos to light of all different energies and wavelengths, the outward visual appearance of the star will not give any surefire clues that a supernova is imminent. But the nuclear reactions powering the star do change over time. And at just 640 light-years away, BeetleJuice's neutrinos may give us the early warning signal we need to predict its supernova accurately. After all, it needed millions of years to pass, and its core to run out of hydrogen, so that the internal radiation pressure drops, the core contracts and heats up farther, and the star swells into a red giant. In this giant phase, helium fusion began to occur, as every 3 helium nuclei wind up fusing together into a carbon nucleus, while hydrogen burning continues in a shell around the helium-fusing core. At last, when the core runs out of helium, the star becomes a supergiant. Number 1. After war's fight, a year of peace finally. Nostradamus is not known for his cheery prophecies. Most interpreters of the 16th century physician, astrologer, and prophet say he accurately predicted 2 world wars, the rise of 2 antichrists, Napoleon and Hitler, and even the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Hard as this is to believe, we live in one of the most peaceful periods of human history. Homicides have been falling in most parts of the world for centuries. Despite the horrors beamed across the internet, violent deaths from wars between states are at historic lows. Civil war deaths have risen in recent years owing to the conflicts principally in Afghanistan, South Sudan, Syria, and Yemen. But they have fallen so far since the end of the Cold War that they are still a fraction, in per capita terms, of what they were at any time before. By extension, political power translates into having power over land and natural resources. Today, this arena faces enormous pressure from the impacts of climate change, population growth, urbanization, and the expansion of large-scale agriculture. Violent conflict around the land is typically stoked by grievances related to land scarcity, insecurity of tenure, and historical injustices, which can play out individually or in combination. The potential for extractive resources to fuel instability and conflict is well documented, although they also can confer significant benefits onto populations and improve development outcomes. There is some reason to be optimistic, however. Across all the models runs, a period of great violence, like the two world wars, followed immediately by a long span of relative peace, appears to be genuinely rare, occurring in fewer than 1% of simulations. Maybe the peaceniks are onto something after all. Nostradamus said in 2024, there will be a year of peace. In the ending of 2024, all national will stop fighting for 5 months. Let us know your opinion in the comments section below. This was all for today. Hope you liked the video. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay safe, and we will be back soon with another video.